Hello, my name's Claire. I'm 19 years old and I'm a practicing Wiccan of the Greek mythology branch of Wiccan culture. I've been a Wiccan almost since the time I was born, as I was born into it, and I'm now a high priestess of the Blood Moon Coven in Cool. I went to school in St. Lawrence's in Greystones for a couple of years, and then I moved to Cool to go to school in Cool National School, which at the time was Catholic run and it was taught by nuns, and we actually have a nunnery right beside the primary school, and they really didn't take a liking to me because I wasn't Christian. So I was homeschooled for a couple of years until Cool School was mixed to boys and girls, and then I went back to school and it was fine. There was a lot of boys in my class who studied Druidry. A Wiccan is a very broad umbrella term for a community of people that give a higher meaning and an essence to something that's not easily explained by the human mind, such as the earth or the stars, and even our inner human moral compass, such as beauty or trust or love. Wiccan differs from older religions such as Christianity and Judaism because if you bring it back to its core beliefs, it's actually the oldest known religion as it began from paganism, and it's different because it isn't the belief in a higher being or the need to give over yourself to fate or to something you can't believe in because you aren't ever shown proof of it. It's the belief in the change humans can make and the differences we can make in the world and for our own environment and our own people. There's kind of like a tier to Wiccanism. Everybody is seen as an equal, so it's not exactly levels. No one is better than anyone else, but there is titles given for it to run smoothly. So you have a group of witches, which would be the lowest tier. Then you often have a seer, who is someone who would mainly practice in palm reading and stuff to do with the future and the mystical side. We also have herbologists, we have storytellers, and then the most well-known ones would be a high priestess, and then there's 3 priestesses under her, which she will train. I was born a Wiccan. My mother was a Wiccan and my father was a Druid. And for the first couple of years of my life, I grew up in that environment and that belief, but I was never forced to choose one or even have to choose either. And as I got older, I felt very attached to the Wiccan aspect of life. I understood a lot about herbal remedies and what nature can provide us. And then by the time I turned 9, it was just something I fell in love with in a community aspect rather than faith, just the bond you build with those people, and it's like a branched out family and everyone truly cares about each other. Yeah, I suppose so. Like at the time I didn't talk and I was a very quiet person, and it was easy to hang around in a community that had already accepted you because you were born into it. I didn't ever have to make new friends or go through any trials of like getting to know people or getting people to like me, because they were like, you're a Wiccan and we know your mom, and they just kind of accepted you with open arms. And I was just like, I always had friends and I always had people that would be there for me even when my family, like either my mom was at work or like people weren't there. I always had someone to turn to. So I think it was the aspect of family and just feeling instantly like you belonged that kind of formed my belief. Yeah, like we believe that people couldn't have just decided to give all these aspects of humanity and of the world a persona and such a clear image, and for it to be spread so globally for everyone, although they may have different names and different abilities, for everyone in the entire world to have one exact image of what something looks like. We do believe there had to be something at some point, but we don't have the faith within a higher being. We have a faith within the experience and the journey, and we find it unrealistic to believe in something that's like years ago fathomed by people with no understanding of science, and easier to believe that they had to get these ideas from somewhere, but not necessarily a higher being. Yeah, basically. I believe this stuff is actually real in a sense that I've seen the difference that having gatherings and rituals and herbal remedies make to a person and to their life, and the impact our coven has on other people. And in a sense that, yes, I may not have the faith to believe in a higher being or multiple higher beings, but I do have the faith in Earth and humanity and the good we can provide. And yes, it would be easy to say, and it would be ridiculous for me to say that I'm unbiased, because I was born and raised with Wiccan and Druidry beliefs. But I also do see the ridiculousness and the impossible belief in just one higher being or a couple higher beings running a world and creating us like we're minuscule objects. My belief is more so in the fact that we can personify something and find it easier to understand, rather than that there's a bunch of higher beings there controlling my life. But I would say, in all honesty to that question, I would be a biased candidate because I grew up in Wicca, so I can't say if my reason to join was either because I was born with it surrounding me or because I chose it. I'd like to say to any other Wiccans out there that if anything I've said goes against your beliefs, it's a very open umbrella term and you may not study my branch of Wicca. And to anybody who doesn't know a lot about Wicca or perceives it as a form of witchcraft, I want them to understand that we're people just like everyone else, and there's no magic, there's no mystery. It's a very old science, and just that we're not something to be afraid of. We're actually quite interesting. That's all.